literally takes about 30 minutes. I'm actually going to do a live demo as well because I want to give you guys value. I don't want to be rattling on about how brilliant I am and how wonderful LinkedIn is. I want you guys to go away from here and go, wow, LinkedIn's amazing. I didn't realize I was making that mistake. Hands up if you think you're making mistakes on LinkedIn at the moment with your profile. I love the honesty here. I love the honesty. So Steve, I've already said you've got a good profile, but I promise you, by the end of today, you'll be going, right, okay, I'm going to make some changes. Okay? If you want, I'm really putting you on the spot now. If you want, we can bring your profile up afterwards and then see what everybody else thinks and seeing if you are making those mistakes, if you're up for it.
Yeah. I've had a look at it and I think it looks fine. So I'm intrigued as to what have I done wrong?
Okay, you haven't done anything wrong,
Oh,
but some
okay.
of you here are making huge mistakes. So let's start then, because there's enough people here. I'm going to share my screen. If I could just ask you all to mute while this is going on, and because I can't do two things at once, but I'm just going to fly through these slides. And when we get to the end, I'll ask you questions. Can you see my slides? Yeah, that's me with a power drill. I love DIY. So what I'm going to do, this is the 4 mistakes that we all make on LinkedIn. And it's all part of my framework. And the framework I'm going to be talking, the bit I'm talking about today is optimizing your profile, but just a tiny little bit. All right. You would not go for a job interview dressed in your beachwear, unless maybe you were going for an ice cream parlor job. All right. You need to make sure you look good. LinkedIn needs to look good too. So these are the 4 biggest mistakes that I see people making on LinkedIn. Photo, banner, job title as headline, and little or no contact details. Okay. Hands up on here. Who wants to get business from being on LinkedIn? Who wants to get new lead? Yeah. Absolutely. That's fine. That's so this we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. I've been in sales for 32 years, and I know that people buy from people who they know, who they like, and who they trust. They don't just buy from any old random person. They build up a relationship. And think about it. When was the last time you actually purchased something of significant value from somebody you didn't like? Yeah. And we got to build up that trust. And the very first thing we do to build up trust is a smiley face. Yeah. I'm smiling at you now, and that's releasing oxytocins. And you're all sort of like thinking, he's either an idiot or you're smiling back, because that's what we do. So therefore, our photo needs to be nice and smiley. Who would you trust out of this? Hold the number of fingers up, whichever number it is. But I'm sure you're all going to agree with me. It's number 4, isn't it? Yeah. I promise you, the guy at number 3, that was me doing a gig. I wasn't drunk or anything or doing anything silly. Now, if you're showing number 1, it might just be that your settings are incorrect on LinkedIn. All right. And nobody identifies with a cartoon unless it's Disney. Okay. Adding a photo to your profile will give you 21% more profile views. If it's a nice smiley photo, it's probably more. I don't know for a fact, but come on. I do a profile review thing for people. And I had this one lady on, and her face was so glum. I was doing the review and I went, and I didn't know what to say. When I spoke to her afterwards, I said, I'm really sorry, but it looks like you're from a wanted poster. And I was like, what do I say? But if someone's looking at you like that on their LinkedIn profile and they look like they're about to mug you, or they look like a criminal, are you going to go any further? So we want a nice smiley photo, guys. All right. So be smiley, be open. And what you need to do is fill that screen up. All right. Because I ain't going to see you on my mobile phone, and put a nice color behind you. I don't know if you can see Nadia there, and there's a photo of Nadia there. She's got this lovely green behind her. She sticks out, and that's the beauty of it. And even if I can find it here amongst all my badges, there it is. Even my charity badge has that image on. If any of you were at Accountex this week or seen any of my content, you'd see even my Accountex had that face on. And people start recognizing it. And so you can be your own McDonald's. But don't go having a photo where you're too far away and I can't see you. Because on my mobile phone, you are teeny tiny. Anyone use their LinkedIn on mobile phones? Yeah, we all do. 70% of people use it. And so therefore, if you comment on one of my comments on my mobile phone, you are 4 millimeters big. And so if you're showing a big photo in that little tiny circle, I'm not going to make you out. So I need you to be filling up that screen. So how do we do it? I'm going to do a live demonstration, drum roll. So what I'm going to do, I take a photo and I'm facing a window here. There's a nice lot of sun in. Okay, I take the photo. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a little tool called remove background. And the next 2 slides, I've got some QR codes that show you this. Now this is a free tool. Okay, so I'm going to go and upload an image. And it should be here. There it is. Look at that handsome chap. And it automatically takes the background off for me straight away. Click on download. And it's now gone up here. Now what I do is I go into Canva and I create a design. And I want to create a custom size 300 by 300 and create a brand new design. Dead easy. I'm using the free version of Canva. I do appreciate that if you pay for it, you can remove the background. Okay, so here we go. There's the background. If I click on here, I can choose any old color I want to. Yeah. Choose your brand colors. Choose a color that's going to pop out. Choose a color that you love, something that you resonate with. Anyone here guess my favorite color? But you might have a different color that you like. And if you click on this thing at the top here, you get this little pipette. And let's just say I wanted the red of YouTube. Then it picks up that color for me. Next, all I do is grab hold of that image that I just created. And I create a big, huge head. Everybody happy with that so far? Yeah, that is how simple it is to do. Now all I do is download that by clicking download, click on PNG, click on download, and it's now created my image. And then all I do is click on my profile, click on the little smiley face, and then I add photo. And all I do is upload the photo, find the one that I downloaded, and then I need to zoom in. And that's about the size that I want. Okay, and now I'm going to pop out on LinkedIn. Everybody happy with that? That is how easy it is to do. I'm not going to save that because I do prefer the other one. But also what you need to be doing is making sure, this is the QR code for remove background, which is that free bit of software. What you also need to make sure is that the photo is you, because you might have had a shave recently. Instead of wearing a beard, you might have longer hair, shorter hair. You might wear spectacles now. You might, like me, be going a little bit grey, or a lot grey. Okay, let's be fair. So make sure that the photo's you. So many times I speak with somebody, or I see them on LinkedIn, and then they come on to a Zoom call, and and they've changed. Their photo is like 10 years out of date, and they've got a few laughter lines like me. That is the QR code for the free version of Canva, if anybody wants that. Now, at the end of all of this, I got a QR code that will give you all of my free videos that show you how to do this. So if that was too quick for you, I've got a little video on how to do that. So that is the first thing, is the photo. The next thing is, so I teach this framework, right? There's a framework. I do all these different things. And on my workshop, each individual day, I do a tiny little bit more. So if any of you have been on my workshops, you know how that works. So why LinkedIn? Why LinkedIn? It's free. There's 1 billion users on LinkedIn. You're gonna find your client. Now you might want to write this down, guys. Less than 5% of people on LinkedIn actually create content. Less than 5%. So if you create content on a regular basis, once a week is good enough, you will be better than 95% of people on the platform. How amazing is that? Where in life can you be better than 95% of the people around? Have you written that down? Because I think that's staggering. In the chat, I want you to type out why we're not using LinkedIn, why we're not creating content. Just come up with, just shout out a load of reasons why you're not using LinkedIn. And in the meanwhile, I will talk about a few reasons why we should, okay? Because it helps us become known, make connections. Like I said, I've made many friends. I see Hills here this evening. She is now a friend. She was on my live show. You attract clients. People want to come and work with you. They will message you and say, I see that you're a brilliant, fill in the gap. Can we work together? And it improves hiring. If you're doing the right things on LinkedIn and people see you're having fun and doing all the other things, they're going to be wanting to come and work for you. They're going to be knocking on your door and say, hey, can I have a job? Ben Westerby worked with me. He's a finance director. Every single Friday without fail, this guy tells the worst joke in the world. Every single Friday. That's his thing that he does on a Friday. He's a finance director. But he gets business because people see him as a fun guy. Totally different to all the other accountants and bookkeepers and finance directors on LinkedIn. He's a fun guy. The jokes are rubbish, but we love him for it. This is Will Vine. He is the Will rating Will. He goes to local networking meetings and people come up to him and they go, oh, you're the Will rating Will. People recognize Will because of what he does on LinkedIn. He's a solicitor. How cool is that? And this guy, Nikolai Naylor, is known as the hamster guy. Long story, but it's working for him. And the thing is, right, this is what we need to be doing on LinkedIn. So whenever you see anything that Nikolai does, he's probably got a little hamster with him and he's taking a photo. But we remember him, and that's what we need to be doing. We need to be a little bit different to stand out. This one post got me all these speaking gigs. Just one post. I was at the right place at the right time. And what happened was I was talking about scope creep. And Lorraine Ellison from SEMA, which is a Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, turned around and said, oh, can you speak at my conference? I'm like, yeah, too right. And that led to something else and led to something else and led to something else. And literally last week, I was hosting the LinkedIn Lounge at Accountex, which is the world's biggest accountancy show. That is how brilliant LinkedIn can be. There's loads of opportunities out there. But if you don't do LinkedIn, you might as well just do this. Get my point. The other thing that's good for LinkedIn is we can have fun. So what did you shout out why we're not using LinkedIn? Fear of visibility, time not in the routine, knowing what is post-worthy, anything's post-worthy, fear of visibility. All of this stuff, if you want me to answer these in depth, I'll come in with you. Hi, PJ. Being unsure of what people want. Right, okay. Just create content, I promise you. If you want to connect with me, scan that QR code and I'll put my LinkedIn details in the chat later anyway. Okay, so that's what you said, but this is what a lot of people say to me. It doesn't work, not enough time, not sure what to do. And I think we had all of those. You just need to grab hold of it and give it a go. I want you to love using LinkedIn and I want you to get in a great daily habit. Anyone here brush their teeth today? Yeah, all of you, obviously, because it's a habit. Your toothbrush is by your sink, isn't it? And that's what we should be doing with LinkedIn. Not putting your LinkedIn by your sink, but getting into a little habit, something that you do on a regular basis. All right. Right. The next part of our profile is the headline. This is the bit at the top that is by default our job title. Owner at Full Cup Coaching. What's that telling you that I do? We don't know. I'll tell you what I really do. Business coach and LinkedIn trainer. Who's going to click on that guy's profile? Oh my goodness, there's far too many business coaches and LinkedIn trainers on LinkedIn, isn't there? How about the 15-minute guy? Huh? The 15-minute guy. The 15-minute guy, it creates curiosity. It also gets a few sniggers from ladies. But people click on my profile or on my name because they want to know, what's the 15-minute guy? What's all that about? Yeah? I'm the 15-minute guy getting you loving LinkedIn in just 15 minutes a day. So much more exciting than business coach or owner. Yeah? I need to stand out. I want people to remember me. And do you know what? Because I've been doing this so long, if you Google the 15-minute guide, I come out higher than Joe Wicks on Google. Right. These are some of the great ones that I see when I'm working with people. So Nikolai Nelius the hamster, scooter riding accountant, voice actor for when Cumberbatch is busy, turning redundancy into abundancy. Just sit there one day and scribble loads of things. PJ, I can think of loads of things for you, but we won't go there this evening. If you don't know PJ, you need to connect with her. Please put your LinkedIn URLs in here. Let's all be friends. So make sure that you do something like this, because all of this follows you. Whenever you do anything on LinkedIn, this is what I see. I see your big smiley face. I see your real name. And I see that you're memorable and succinct. All right. When I say real name, if I put Ashley Leeds, the super duper LinkedIn trainer, I'm actually breaking the terms and conditions of LinkedIn. It has to be first name and surname. So I'm just putting that out now. Okay, can you all please do me a favor and hold your finger up like this? Here we go. Right, okay. This bit of your finger, it may be called the palm, I do not know. But that there is the size of your mobile phone on my, your banner on my mobile phone. Is literally 6.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. So if you spent an absolute fortune with a brilliant graphic designer and they've come up with this fantastic design with loads of small writing like this, I ain't gonna be able to read it. Okay? It needs to be big and bold so I can see it. All right? So I can read it on my mobile device. I need you to help me to see what you do and tell me how you can help me. Because I don't know what you do. Is there anyone here got a 10-year-old kid? 9, 11, 12? Ah, thank you. There we go. We got some 12-year-old kids. This is the thing, right? If your 12-year-old kid can look at your banner and tell you what you do, you're winning. All right? Now, we do not get many 12-year-old kids on LinkedIn. But when we're scrolling through, we scroll the height of Big Ben every day. When we're scrolling through, we behave like 12-year-old kids. And if I can't see what you do straight away, I'm scrolling on by. When you create your banner, make sure here you don't put anything in there. The green circle is when it's on the desktop, and everybody does it for the desktop, and they forget that on the mobile it's the yellow circle, so we can't read some of the writing because your head's in the way. Yeah. Some people turn around and go, oh, I've got to put my logo on there and my contact details and my URL from the website. If you do all of that, you've got less space to stand out. I need to be able to see it on my mobile phone. I'm over 50 and I don't wear my specs. This is my current banner. People who put their hands up with 12-year-old kids. Could your 12-year-old kid tell you what this guy does? Assuming they know what LinkedIn is. Is that a thumbs up? Yeah? Okay. I'm going to shout you out, Joe. When you do your banners, if you send them to Joe, she'll get her kid to look at them and tell you if we can see it or not. Okay, the last thing we all get wrong on LinkedIn is our contact details. Right at the very top of the profile, you've got contact info. Okay, when you click on it, it opens up loads and loads of space for you to put loads and loads of information in, so loads and loads of people can call you. How many times do I click on this to phone somebody and their number's not there? How many times do I go in here and want to send them an email and they don't have their email address in there? Or they've got dodgy practice at gmail.com or whatever they think was funny when they were 12. Yeah? This is a place for you to... we all put our hands up saying we want clients. All right? Now I'm looking for a public speaker, Steve. All right? And I come up and I find a couple of amazing public speakers. And there's one guy that talks about gold and then this other guy. And I go into the look at the guy who's talking about gold and there's no phone number. Who am I going to ring, Steve?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to ring the other guy. So we need to make sure it's dead easy for people to get in touch with us. And if you look here, there's space for 3 websites. Now, not many people have got 3 websites, but we've got 3 web pages, or we might have a Calendly link, or we might have Linktree or testimonials page or a YouTube channel. So fill all of those gaps up and put your websites in. Do you know how many birthday cards the average person in the UK gets on their birthday? Hold your number of fingers up. Oh, so Julie's got lots of friends. She gets 10. Anybody else got to put any numbers up? Oh, Steve gets, what's that, 15 or 25? Right, I'm really sorry, guys. The average person in the UK only gets 4 birthday cards. So if you wish them happy birthday on their birthday, how are they gonna feel? But get this, if you've got 1,000 followers, 1,000 people on your birthday are gonna get a notification that it's your birthday. And guess what? It doesn't have to be your real birthday. How cool's that? And the other thing is, make sure your email address is your correct email address. Because what we do is we sign up. Maybe I'm working for Full Cup Coaching, but my email address is Hotmail. When I started working for Full Cup Coaching, I signed up as Hotmail. Make sure that you keep that as a backup email and put your work email in as well, because that also looks professional. Has anyone here heard of Linktree? This is a free tool, okay, that allows you to put everything in there, and then it gives you more links. If you scan that code, that gives you my Linktree, and then in that list of all of the things that I've put in there, there's a video that shows you how to set up Linktree. It's pretty cool. I do not use it anymore because I use links to my website. So what I've got in my free resources is I've got a link that takes you here, and in there you can find loads of free stuff. And the benefit of it going to my website is I get SEO on my website, get more people looking at my website. When you're really cool, you can put your QR code on your phone. So when you bump into somebody and they say, if you've got a business card, you don't get a business card out, you get your phone out and they scan that straight away. That's on my home screen. So I don't have to press anything or whatever. Somebody can just grab hold of their phone and take a photo of that, and then they get all of my contact details. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is literally the 4 things that we all get wrong. Steve, are you up for this? Yeah. So what I'm going to do now, thank you, Steve. I'm going to go and have a look at Steve's profile, and you guys in the chat box are going to turn around and tell me what you think Steve's doing wrong. You're a good sport, mate. Right. In a few weeks' time, I am doing my last ever workshop. Okay. I am changing how I'm working. This is a workshop. It's 5 days, 15 minutes every single day. So this sort of attitude every single day. It's 9:15. All right. So by 9:30, you'll all be able to go off and do your own stuff. It's just 150 quid. All right. I'm changing how I'm working. You heard this first. If you want to come to Sidmouth in Devon and spend the whole day with me, okay, staying at this lovely hotel, we'll have lunch. I'll take you for a walk along the seafront. We'll have an ice cream. This is what I'm doing. If you want to know more, give me a shout. There's this QR code there. Right, Steve, are you ready for this?
Yep, ready.
Right, so here we go. Steve. Judge. Okay. In the chat box, what mistakes can you see Steve is making with his profile? In the chat box, guys. Face isn't big enough. Yeah, photo too small. Yeah, need a bigger picture.
Yeah, it's hard to see, but I'm not smiling in the photo either.
No.
It's a very dramatic
Well,
photo.
see, the thing is right. You are a public speaker.
Yeah.
All right. That is a great photo because I can see that you're a public speaker. Can you do me a favor, Steve? Can you go into LinkedIn and comment on my post, please?
Comment. I'm in LinkedIn.
On my post. Yeah, if I what I'll do is I'll find my post. I'll grab hold of it here. Not that one, not that one. That one there. Copy that. I'll send you a message. We haven't practiced this or anything. This was just...
I've got you up now. Is it a post that you've just done recently?
Yeah, and I'm just sending it to you now in Messenger. So if you go into LinkedIn Messenger, then you can see it. All right, because I'm going to show you something live, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so headline too wordy and not catchy. Yeah, headline too wordy and not catchy. Multi-award winning international motivator, 2 times author, 2 times world champion in para triathlon. Yeah, so it's a lot of words there, Steve. You're getting
Yeah,
attacked by a cat there.
I know. The flipping
Okay.
tail's getting in my face.
Guys, just by looking at Steve, you wouldn't know this, but he had a pretty major accident, and what he's done is incredible. He's very inspiring. He was a guest on my live show a couple of weeks ago. Really, really nice guy. You can make that so much better. You can make that so much better. I don't know how much of your story you're happy to give away tonight, but I could come up with some ideas. You're happy for me to share the full story, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And this is what I struggle with, because my story is big and long, and so I try to put it all in the title, as in 2 times world champion,
No.
wheelchair to world champion, blah blah
This
blah blah.
guy, this guy had a really bad accident. Okay, was smashed around a tree, and his leg was so badly beaten up they took a chunk out of it. And I mentioned it like Jenga, didn't I?
Yeah.
So this guy lost 4 inches of his leg, and he grew it all back. All right, and all you've got here is multi-award-winning speaker. Yeah.
That's my job.
Oh, yeah, but I was told not. I was told I couldn't walk again, but now I can, and I'm going to help you. Something like that. That's a bit too wordy. But you want something that is as hard hitting as that. Yeah, that is no. There's not many people I know that had a 4-inch chunk taken out of their leg, and obviously had one leg longer than the other, that then went on to win world champion in para triathlon. That's what you need as the headline. And the other thing is, ladies and gents, it's up to about there. Can you see that? That bit that I've just highlighted, that is the bit that I'm going to see here. So we've got master coach speaker, transforming businesses, keynote speaker, resilient expert. Yeah. So when you come up, Steve, everyone's going to see speaker, speaker, speaker. You've got to be a bit different. Yeah. I grew 4 inches. I grew my leg 4 inches or something like that. Something that people go, like the 15-minute guy.
Is 4 inches big enough?
Perfect! You could be the 4-inch guy. How awesome is that? Hey, look at all the ladies smiling. They're impressed with your 4 inches, mate. They're impressed with your 4 inches. That's what you need to play on. That's what you need to play on. Right. Did you comment on my post?
I did. I put great post.
Right. Okay. You need to come on my workshop, because that's not how you comment on a post.
I did it quickly.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Put time and effort into it.
So here's my post. Yeah. On my mobile phone. Can we see Steve? We can't, can we? Oh, Hillary, you're featured now, Hillary. But you can you see my little face under Hillary's, just at the very bottom of the screen? You can still make out that it's me. Yeah? It's yellow with a stripe of white, but you can make out it's me, and that's the thing. So that's why we need a big photo. Multi-award winning strapline, you're going to come up with that. Has anyone got anything to say about the banner? Who's got the 12-year-old kid? Because you're a 12-year-old kid, tell us what Steve Judge does. I reckon you could also play with the judge name as well, mate.
Yeah.
Now don't judge me. It's only 4 inches. Oh, look at that.
The banners, the writing's too small. I mean, it's grey writing on a white banner, which is difficult enough. They're my colours. And it's small as well. And I'm looking at it on the phone, and I've got no chance of reading that on the phone.
Okay. So first thing is too small. All right. Lady with the 12-year-old, Joe, could your 12-year-old kid tell us what Steve does?
Yeah, I think so. It just doesn't stand out. Needs colour in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it myself, so I didn't use Canva or anything. So
All right.
yeah,
Okay. So in the presentation, I shared a QR code. So where is it? That one there. If you scan that QR code, all right, that will take you to my platform where you get free entry to see all of the things I've just shown you. All right, you get little videos and you can watch it and you can do it all yourself. If you want to work with me one-to-one, I can do that for you. And when we do the seaside thing, that is what we're doing. So if you come down to the seaside with me and spend the day with me, I will do that for you. I'll even buy you an ice cream. Right, that's it, guys. It says show us the contact details. Steve, are you happy for me to share your contact details on this? And I might use this video elsewhere.
yeah. My contact details are pretty good. I could put more on like my YouTube page. I haven't got my birthday; it's just gone. But you said I could lie about it, so I
Yeah,
might.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want me to sing happy birthday to you?
Uh, yes, That's exactly
Right.
what
So,
I want.
so you've got one website. You could put a couple more. You could put a Calendly link in so I can book to have a quick 15-minute chat to you to see whether or not you'd be good to come and talk at my thing. I've got a phone number. I've got an email. Those are the two things I really, really need. But I'm going to check out your website as well. Don't know who you are. And on there, before I interviewed you, I did a little bit of research. I found your show reel. You could put your show reel as one of those links.
Yes, good idea.
Yeah. So website, show reel, Calendly link.
Yeah.
Awesome. Guys, that is it. 33 minutes. But that's because we did something extra and we picked on Steve. But Steve, thank you very much for being a guinea pig, I suppose. Has anyone got any questions, or are you all going to go and watch Coronation Street? Does Coronation Street, is it still on now? I don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV.
Oh, okay.
Don't know.
Right. So we got a question there from Paul. Paul, please unmute.
Yeah. Hi, Ashley. Sorry, might be a silly one. Two questions.
It's no such thing as a silly question. No such thing.
Yeah, thank you. How do you add a Calendly on your LinkedIn? And I've seen of late on some people LinkedIn, they say book an appointment or visit my website. I think it's I don't know whether it's something new.
No, that's a great question. Right. Okay. So the second part of your question is you see some people doing that. I pay for premium. Okay. Most people, you do not need to pay for premium. All right. I am on LinkedIn all the time. I'm hammering LinkedIn, so I pay for it. But up here, I've got subscribe to my newsletter. Okay. And so that button follows me around. So Steve, I've just sent you a message. If you go into messages on LinkedIn, at the top of my name, it will say, subscribe to my newsletter. On premium, I've got the option to book an appointment, view my website, and there's a couple of others. So that's part two of your question. The way that you would add it in, Paul, is if you go to your contact infos and scroll down. Where am I going? Contact info. There it is. And then so that's what I showed you earlier on the slides. And then click on here and then scroll on down, and I just want to go in and change one of these websites. So there's 1, 2, 3, and you just change them. Yeah. I use something called I've created a domain called 15 mins a day, and so I have these are like tiny URLs or bit.ly links or something. But so when you go into my contact info, it actually tells you what it is as part of the URL. Does that answer your question, Paul?
Yep. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Perfect. PJ, you've got your hand up.
Hello. That was really great. Thank you. I know in the past you have said about when you do a post, you've added something at the end to kind of encourage engagement. So it might be a question or something. I've noticed some people constantly get that engagement, and I find often it's just variable. But when I meet people or they contact me separately, they always make reference to the content. So I know people are seeing it, but they don't often engage. And so there's always that kind of feeling like, oh, am I putting out the right stuff? I put out what's passionate and what is part of what I do and everything. It's in my DNA, but there's that self-doubt that just hovers. So it's just whether you hit the mark or not.
Right. For people that don't know you, tell us what you do.
So I provide healthy relationships and sex education without the awkwardness. And I work with state schools and independent schools, parents, teachers, youth groups, the YMCA, probation service, Devon and Cornwall Police, and domestic abuse survivors.
Brilliant. Amazing work that PJ does. And some of the stuff that she talks about could be quite sensitive. So if you're talking about that sort of stuff, I'm not going to engage with it.
No, and I deliberately don't put stuff out there that is going to be usually quite triggering or anything like that. It's often relationship centered stuff. But yeah, I just curious really whether we should always be asking a question to get engagement or whether it's not a thing to worry about.
We do want engagement. Okay, we do want engagement. In my training, I teach using LinkedIn as a big networking place. Hands up who's been to a networking event. Yeah, that's how we met, PJ. Yeah, you go to a networking event. Oh, hi, how are you? Oh, you did it. You got a suntan. You just come back on holiday. Oh, yeah, just been to Rhodes. Oh, have you? And you start nattering about all kinds of things other than what you do. Yeah. When we do talk to you about what you do, we go bright red. But that's another story. But when I'm having a little natter with you, I'll then turn around and go, well, was it nice when you went to Rhodes? Or which hotel did you stay in? Do you go all inclusive? Did you take your kids? Yeah, is there a lot of life like? There's loads of questions I'm asking you to get you to talk back at me. Yeah, so think about that when you're writing content, and also, you see an awful lot of content out there, and it's just broadcast, and it's like, oh, I can't be bothered to read it. And what you want to be doing is sucking people in. You think, go down to the newsagent tomorrow. And just have a look at all the newspapers. They're all designed to make you buy them. Yeah? Boris isn't doing this. Boris isn't doing that. I don't know who the Prime Minister is at the moment, but you know what I mean. Yeah? And so that's what you've got to do with your content. And only about 10%, maybe 15%, actually engage with any content anyway. Mm. The amount of people that turn around to me and go, oh, about this and oh, about that. I'm like, oh, right. Okay. So they're watching it. Yeah. Do you subscribe to Netflix or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever write to Netflix and say, blinking, yeah, that baby reindeer was brilliant?
Yeah, no, I get your point. I know also you did say about celebrating what you do, because otherwise no one knows, do they? Because there is that, again, that's that balance of actually, if you've got a great testimonial, put it out there. So that's the broadcasting element. But I guess it's just the balance, isn't it, with that, and then also getting the engagement.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about that, I want to do a photo of everybody doing this. So if you don't want to, I'm going to come to Julie, but if you don't want to be in that photo, turn your camera off. Julie, what's your question?
So my question is, last year, 87% of my revenue was me selling my personal fractional CFO services. I'm trying to switch it around this year so that I eventually swap that figure around, but I'm struggling to know, should I talk about myself or should I talk about what my firm does, and then what should my banner pick up? I'm just feel like I'm switching between the two, and then I confuse my audience.
So right at the beginning of this, I said people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. So you're doing really well. People are buying Julie Bailey. Yeah?
Yeah.
What you're wanting to do, I'm guessing, is you don't want to be doing the work. You want your firm to do it.
Yeah, except I kind of still do fractional work, but I've got an accountancy practice, which I don't do that work myself. I never have done, but I'm never gonna, have a legacy if I just keep selling my own time. So I'm just trying to convince people to buy the other services.
You're trying to grow an accountancy practice now.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Okay. So you're well known for what you do. You're just changing what you do. All right. And then your LinkedIn profile, your banner, and all of that has to reflect that. You can still talk about the fractional CFO now and again, but now your content all has to go around the firm and accountancy and tax and all that sort of thing. Yeah. And it won't take long if you're doing decent content for people to start going, yeah, Julie, she's brilliant. Well, here's a quick one for you. I did a talk at Accountex, or a panel at Accountex, and I had Samantha Mitchum on. And in 2021, she did Tax Tip Tuesday every single Tuesday for a whole year. Little video every single year. Sorry, every single week. That got her business, and she still gets business now from some of those videos. All right. So if you start doing Tax Tip Tuesday, people will start knowing Julie as the tax specialist. Yeah. And I bet you've already thought of a little tax tip that you could do next Tuesday just because I've mentioned it. Because what happens is your subconscious starts thinking like that. Yeah. And so that's all you do. And just change everything on your details so that we know that's what you do. And so we're not confused. I get people turning around and going, oh, I do this and I do this. Well, you've got to pick one or the other, because when I come to you, I don't know what you do. And that's the thing. Guys, would you be really kind and just do this, and then I can take a quick photo? Oh, hang on, let's try again. Let's move that over there. Let's get rid of that. Let's try. All right, and then smile and pretend you're enjoying this. This is really good. Thank you. Thanks very much. I'm going to use that on social media on Friday, because every Friday I do a gratitude post. Yeah, why I'm grateful, what I've been happy about. Has anybody else got any questions? Come on, don't be shy. Nick, you must have some.
Okay, I've got a question.
For me, it's just content and just doing it regularly. And which stuff, because the stuff I've put out, I've got more impressions on like really technical posts about tax than anything else. And I'm like, okay, so do I have to constantly be throwing technical stuff out there? Because I'm trying to do loads of things. I'm doing like a podcast, I'm doing like the technical post. So what kind of, you got to kind of manage the time, haven't you? And that's the difficult bit.
You've got to manage the time. So my thing is 15 minutes a day. But try and come up with a theme. So you could do your technical tax Tuesday. Yeah. And then Feel Good Friday, which is when you start sharing photos. Maybe you've drawn rabbits or stuff.
Yeah. That bloody rabbit's going to follow me, isn't it?
But it's those sorts of things that people relate with, Nick.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And I can relate more with you because you've got a little kiddie that can draw bunnies. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah. That's cute. That tax stuff, oh my God, mate, that's terrible. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's bloody brilliant. There's got to be another tax nerd out there somewhere.
For me, it's not, right? But now I see that other content, I'm going to see other stuff. And I'm going to, I'm reacting with that and relating with that. And I'm just seeing you now as a nice guy who also knows some tax stuff. And when someone turns around to me going, oh my goodness, this flange flugel binder with the tax, what do? I go, oh my goodness, it's going to be the rabbit guy. Yeah. And I'm going to point them in your direction because you.
Is that what I should put on the?
No, definitely not.
Slogan, the rabbit guy.
Definitely not. But you could be pulling a rabbit out of the hat and do magic with tax.
Someone tried to tell me I should call the podcast "Right About Tax."
Yes. Brilliant. Have a play on your name. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's it. Do it. Do it. Steve Judge, you had a question.
Yeah, I kind of answered my own question in one way. So something so I always encourage people to draw their vision, whatever you want. You want a big car, big house with a swimming pool, you want to be rich, whatever. So I draw pictures in my little sketchbook. So I might start sharing those maybe one a week. And this is my drawing this week. And so people might look forward to seeing what Steve Judge has drawn this week. And it might encourage people to draw their own vision. My question was actually, how personal do you get on LinkedIn? because there's always this thing about shouldn't that be on Facebook? Why are you putting that on LinkedIn? Oh, okay.
Oh, it winds me up. That winds me up. That does. Right. Nick's daughter taught him how to draw rabbits. All right. So he posted a photo of his drawing of said rabbit. Yeah. Alongside the best-selling book, but that's an aside. But that's personal because he's mentioned his daughter. He's mentioned she's 7 years old. Yeah. He didn't show us a photo of her. I don't share photos of my grandson. All right. It's up to you how personal you get. But what happens is we start relating to you with what you're doing. Now, if you were really, really professional, that cat would be downstairs. Yeah. But how many people love cats in this room now? Yeah. Yeah. There's a few people that love cats in this room. We now love you, Steve, because you love cats. All right.
So
who loves dogs? Who loves dogs? Yeah. We still see Steve as a good guy because he's got a pet. And it's those sorts of things. Now, I am going to find, I did a post about me carrying a balloon up the street for my daughter's birthday. And it went mental. Copy link. I'm going to put that in the chat.
Do you have to put a link to work somewhere along the personal post, do you think?
No, not at all. No, not at all. So in the chat, I've just shared the video of me talking about my personal post, why you should be doing personal posts. All right. So if you click on that link, you can save that for later. But it's a great question. But people buy from people who they know, like, and trust.
Should we post personal posts on LinkedIn?
Yeah, see, someone's already watching it. Yes, we should. That's the answer. Any other questions, ladies and gents? Sorry, did someone just say, how do I get down to Devon to be on that workshop? Is that what someone just said? I'm sure someone just asked me that question. Any other questions, ladies and gents? No. Right. Go and watch EastEnders now. I don't even